She be diamond and pearl. You're so beautiful, like a diamond in the rough. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are just a couple of months away, and we finally got a trailer that might just make this game worth it. And I don't mean worth it as in price-wise, but like, is it worth it to even remake these games if they're just gonna be a one-to-one translation with chibi graphics that most people are still divided about, and little to no enhancements as were offered in previous remakes like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire? If it wasn't for this new trailer, I would say it probably isn't worth it, unless you're a Poketuber, of course, and then you gotta play every game, which, by the way, I will be playing Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and Legends Arceus on this channel, so subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a like if you're excited for this video, because in my opinion, this new trailer really does make the remakes look a lot better, both graphically and with all the new improvements and features added in. I think they are definitely worth picking up now. Whether you've played the original Diamond and Pearl or not, this is sure to be a fun experience in Sinnoh, which have clearly received some visual updates right from the beginning of the trailer. You can see everything is much more vibrant, plus they added these like blurs at the top and bottom, which makes it even more similar to the Link's Awakening Zelda remake it was being compared to. Funny how both of the Pokemon games we've gotten announced this year are being compared to Zelda, at least in terms of art style for the Diamond and Pearl remakes, which are obviously going to be keeping the chibi style on the characters. I know some people, after seeing the Sinnoh Adventures game concept animation, were ready to boycott Ilka. Just throw them chibis in the trash and give us this style. At this point, the chibis have kind of grown on me, just like they grow when they get into battle. These models actually look a little bit better too, compared to the past trailer. I'm not sure exactly what it is, maybe they just sharpened up the visuals or the lighting. Something about it just looks more polished to me. I'm not sure if you guys can see it too. It's weird you don't see that linear blur at the top and bottom in every scene though, like in Heart Home City it's not as apparent, and this rainy route honestly looks unfinished. I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't, because those trees just look like they're straight up plopped there like Lego. And it's not just graphical enhancements either. There's little details being added here and there, like the route numbers being visible. It's kind of charming, honestly. But not as charming as the return of following Pokemon. Pokemon fans really started loving it in Heart Gold, and now it is back in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Little Piplup looks so cute running behind Dawn there. Like, I'm so down with Pokemon following. It's one of the reasons why I still to this day keep going back to Heart Gold and Soul Silver, because it's like every single Pokemon available has a follower sprite, and I'm guessing it's going to be the same here in the remakes. I will say it looks a little weirder when they're fully evolved Pokemon like Staraptor chasing after Chibi Lucas here. There's just something that looks off about it, like having the Chibi next to the more realistic or just regular Pokemon model. One of the biggest additions to these remakes, or rather improvement to an old feature, is the Underground, which is now being called the Grand Underground. And all the original features like tapping the rocks to gather minerals and stones are still there. But there's a new mechanic added in called Pokemon Hideaways, which come in a variety of different terrains with different Pokemon defined inside. And it's basically like a miniature version of Pokemon Let's Go, the way that Pokemon appeared in the overworld in that game. But as you'll notice from the footage here, you can find Pokemon that weren't originally in the Diamond and Pearl decks, like Houndoom, which didn't exist until Platinum, or little Munchlax in the wild, which normally you'd have to use incense and like breed a Snorlax to get. Now it's just chilling down here in the ice cave with Meditite. Again, I think it's a little weird seeing these regular old Pokemon models next to the chibis. Like, look at that Onix, dude. It's so tiny. It's not clear exactly when you'll unlock each hideaway, but it ties into the secret base that you have in the underground and the statues that you can place in it. Apparently, depending on which statues you have in your base are which Pokemon hideaways will appear. So I'm curious to find out exactly how we obtain these different statues and how late into the game, because I want to have a Houndoom on my team, and if I gotta wait all the way until like the post game, then it's not really worth it. But I'd have to assume you unlock this feature way earlier, like maybe after fighting Rourke, since he's so prominently featured in the trailer. I think in the originals you unlock the underground right around after beating the first gym, and then Rourke is kind of like your guide to exploring the deep, sprawling caves, which have obviously been expanded a whole bunch according to this map here. There's so many different areas. You can see a snowy, a forest, lava pools, so I'm very excited to see what kind of new Pokemon will pop up down there. And we've got one more new feature coming to the remakes that wasn't in the original games at all, and that is one you guys that have been watching me for a long time will know I am quite the sucker for. Character customization, baby! It's not quite as detailed as Sword and Shield, where you can choose each individual article of clothes, and instead closer to Let's Go, where you have certain outfits, or styles as they're called here. And of course, these outfits will also be visible in the overworld as well as in battle, which I'm always excited for. I didn't expect it to be in one of the remakes because they always stick with like one main character design to call back to the original games. But it definitely spices up online battles, so not every player just looks like the default. Speaking of online battles, the Union Room is getting a little bit of an upgrade. There's a local room where you can host trades and battles just for people on your friends list, or you can go into the global room and battle and trade with people from all over the world, which is so cool because Gen 4 Wi-Fi battles revolutionized YouTube back in the day. It was like what originally got me into Pokemon content. And it's confirmed that these games don't interact with Sword and Shield, so there's no Gigantamax, no Mega Evolutions or any of that. It's just good old-fashioned Gen 4 Wi-Fi battles with a couple of new Pokemon added into the roster thanks to the Pokemon Hideaways in the underground. As long as I can get my Flinch Togekiss, I'm gonna be tearing up these online Gen 4 battles. Now that's it for new features being added in these remakes, but we've also got some improvements to some classics from the original games, like Pokeball Seals, now being called Stickers, I believe. And you can see there's like a 3D interface where you can place these little stickers anywhere you want on your Pokeball, and they'll add different effects as your Pokemon is coming out into battle. This was so fun back in the originals because they had like letter stickers and you could write whatever you wanted, although sometimes obviously people got a little raunchy with it. I guess because of what I just mentioned, they probably don't want to risk having letters again. Like imagine sending out licky licky and it just says suck. There do seem to be more options later in the trailer, so who knows, maybe the letters will return. I would sure love to see them. Finally, we've got the return of Pokemon contests, which I was never a huge fan of, but with how flashy they're making it look in these remakes, I might just have to check them out. Reminds me of how contests were in the Pokemon anime, where they always looked way cooler than like in the games. There's also some kind of rhythm dancing mini game. I'll for sure at least check it out, just to make fun of these doofs walking in place. It looks so dumb that it might just be a lot of fun. The last bit of the trailer kind of focused on the story of Team Galactic, which if you played the original games, you know what's going on there. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I can't believe they refuse to show us Chibi Cyrus. What is up with that? Why can't we see Chibi Cyrus, man? We even got Chibi Cynthia in there, but you can't show us the big dog himself. And they wrap things up with a bit of a tease of Dialga and Palkia as they start gaining this glowing energy, and I really thought they were about to reveal some kind of new form for the legendaries, whether it's Primal Reversion or Shining Dialga, Brilliant Palkia or whatever, but no, it's all for show. Another small detail worth mentioning is HMs are definitely still intact as we see the rock climb spots here on Mount Coronet. And towards the end of the presents, there's Lantern climbing up a waterfall. Wait, actually it's using waterfall on a little Gligar, oh my gosh. With the little rock climb spots though, I'm sure that the other HMs will also still be in the game, so the least we can hope is that HMs are at least replaceable, so you don't have a Pokemon stuck with Cut for the whole game. And that's it for the Diamond and Pearl remakes. Do these changes and improvements make the games worth it? In my opinion, it definitely does. I'm excited to check them out just because the graphics look a lot nicer and obviously all those new features and quality of life changes make the experience feel like a much bigger upgrade than it looked like in the original trailer. But I still understand some people might just prefer the 2D graphics or the story and like Pokemon available in Platinum. I mean, I'm still definitely hoping they surprise us with a Giratina episode, because overall, that's my favorite legendary from the trio. Although we do at least see the post-game battle zone. There ain't no battle frontier in sight, which makes me big sad, but there is some kind of post-game, so we can maybe hope that they add in a little something as a hint to Platinum. What do you guys think though? Do these changes and improvements make the game worth it to you? Will you be picking up Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl? I've seen a lot of people in the comments surprisingly never played the original Diamond and Pearl, so if you still haven't and don't have access to like an emulator or something, I would definitely recommend just getting these new games, because the experience will be greatly improved over the super slow HP bars of the original. And although I personally prefer 2D graphics and 2D sprites, the character models looking a lot more polished and the customization options do make it a little more enticing. Like, I can't resist being hyped for these now. You got me, Pokemon, especially with that new Nintendo Switch Lite, which is obviously a reference to the original DS Lite, Dialga and Palkia edition, that I still have with me to this day, although I'm not even sure if it's still working. Oh my god, it is! So you've reeled me in once again, Pokemon. I hope you're happy.